Do boop boop boo booby doo. Radar Nos 19. At least I think that's how it's pronounced anyway, so. Yeah. Radar Nos 19. Oh, I'll tell you what. He says, can you do a video on how the tachos work? Can I do a video on how the fucking tachos work? I can give you my representation on how the tachos work and how they should work. Basics, realistically, it's the basics I know, but there are points in the tachos. Oh, I think I'll have that back over here, I think. I'm using that as audio. There are points on the tacho where, to be honest with you, I find it very complicated. But the basics are pretty simple. You have set brakes. You can have a 15-minute break. You can have an half an hour break. And you can have a 45-minute break. And I'll explain where and when. Within your first 4.5 hour drive time, right? Drive time, you can have a 15-minute break or an half an hour break. But once that 4.5 hour is up, if you've had 15 minutes, you will need to have another half an hour. But if you've had half an hour, you will have to have another half an hour. Don't ask me why they work it like that. I have no idea. It makes no fucking sense to me at all. When I started driving, it used to be broken into 3 15s within the 4.5 hours. So as long as you had those 3 15-minute breaks before your first 4.5 hour up, not a problem. Happy days. But unfortunately, the EU have stuck their fucking meddling Donnies in there and fucked it up for everybody and made it awkward. Now, that is the driving side of it, the 4.5 hour, then you have to have your 45-minute, or you can break it into two, a 15 first, then the half an hour. Now, the amount of times I've got that wrong, yeah, I've lost count. But yeah, it's 15 minutes first, and then you have your half an hour afterwards, as long as you're within that 4.5 hour. Now, if you're doing other duties, like for instance, you deliver somewhere and it's took you a couple of hours to get there, then you're hanging about for, I don't know, an hour and what have you, then you get tipped, but that's took another hour and a half, then your 4.5 hours have gone away, but you've still got drive time left. But as that starts to creep towards the 6th hour, you're supposed to have an half an hour break within that 6 hour working time period. That's where it gets fuzzy. For me anyway. But hey, whatever. So, as long as you have a 45-minute break every time you have a 4.5 hour drive, or as long as you can make up the 45 minutes between any amount of 4.5 period driving, then you're alright. If you don't drive for that length of time, but you are working for anything up to 6 hours, then you must have an half an hour break at the end of the 6 hours, or at least in between that 6 hour period. So this is where it all starts to get fucking confusing. I mean, me personally, I think it's fucking stupid, but hey, whatever. The way I look at it is this. I drive, I'll keep an eye on how many hours I'm doing my drive time. As soon as I come towards the, third hour, I'll have a break. But most of the jobs that I do, because I'm a day man, realistically, I can drive to a destination. Because I do not have possession of the keys, I am doing nothing, I am sitting here enjoying myself, right, it's on brake. I am not in control of this vehicle. I do not possess those keys. Those keys are in the back there. They've got them. This is now a canteen area, if you can call it that, I suppose. Now, a lot of people argue the toss, say, no, you can't do that, you're being loaded. And I'll say, fuck you. Because at the end of the day, I can't take off this thing. I can't drive it anywhere. I can't do nothing. I can sit in that chair and, maybe no different at the end of the day. So, as far as I'm concerned, because I no longer have possession of this vehicle, because I do not have those keys, then I'm on brake. Simple as. But when you're doing things like self-tipping or self-loading, then obviously it has to stay on cross hammers because you're still working. There'll be many people out there that don't do that, and I must admit I've done it myself a few times, but I find that if I balance it right through the day, you don't need to worry about that. But when it comes to the likes of all day driving, well then again it starts to get a bit fuddled for me, because I don't really tend to do that much if I can help it. But 4.5 hours continuous drive, 45-minute break, another 4.5 minute drive you can do as well, and then you can have another 45-minute break, and you can drive then for an extra hour, but only twice a week. Now, if you ask Vosa what that extra 2 hours a week is for, they will say it's to get you out of trouble, just in case you need to get somewhere to park up and blah blah blah. The company you work for tends to forget that reason and use it for their own benefit. Trust me, been there, done that. As driving period for the whole week, 45 hours. That's driving. 45 hours of driving. And then the following week you can do another 45 hours. And then they categorise that as a fortnightly pattern of 90 hours. So now they go, but you can do 55 hours driving if you want to, or 60 hours driving if you're that fucking brave. How you manage that, I would love to know, but anyway. But the point is, you can do more than 45 hours in the first week, but that means then you have to reduce it for the next week. But then all of a sudden you find that you're doing more hours the next week, and then but we can roll it forward and roll it back. What the fuck? See, I'm confused and I have no clue, and I'm driving these fucking things. What else can I think of? The working time, whereas your total working time, I think is 60 hours a week, which is 120 hours a fortnight. But I think that rule can be fucking floated between the two as well, you know what I mean? But realistically, the only thing that I pay attention to when it comes to tachos is my driving hours and the drive time. That's it. That's all I really think of, because I'm a dayman. I'm not a tramper, so it doesn't concern me. All the other bits don't. I don't take any notice. So tacho goes in the morning. I know how far I've got to go. Like today I've done Newcastle up to North Shields. That's a 4-hour drive, so I make sure that I have myself a 15-minute break on the way up. Leaves me half an hour. I have an half an hour break at the top. Come all the way down here. And hopefully I won't need a break to get back to the yard, because I should have enough time to get back. Whatever. And that's all I ever do. Pay attention to that sort of side of it, because I don't worry about anything else. Why should you? It ain't worth losing sleep over. The bit that put me off the tacho regulations was when I found Vosa up and asked the question, is it viable or legal for a company to demand you have 9 hours off from base? I'll explain. Break periods between per day is anything from 9 to 11 hours plus. You can reduce down to 9 hours, but the company they'll state that they'll tell you, right? but there's nowhere in the rules it says that the company will demand you have 9 hours off if they fucking see fit. It says driver may reduce. It doesn't say anything else. But anyway, when I found them up and says, look, working from base, isn't it supposed to be 11 hours plus off? The reason being is, because you're a day man, you get back to the yard, you park up, you do all your shit, get yourself together, and your stuff in, and fuck off home. So then you got to drive home. Now for me, I'm alright because it's only 5 minutes up the road. But there's people who work at our place that are half an hour up the road. So if they have 9 hours off, and they've got to drive home, and then drive back obviously the next morning, that means they've lost an hour of that 9 by driving. See what I'm getting at? And yet Vouser says, no, you can do with that time as you see fit. It states that for the 11 hour plus in the rules, but not for the 9 hour. And I question you, I says, yeah, but isn't that promoting driver fatigue? Because if a bloke has to drive a half an hour or more home, gets home, sorts himself out, plays with the kids, kicks the missus around the kitchen a few times, you know, or anything, whatever, don't matter what it is. By the time he gets to bed, how many hours has he got left? I don't know, what, 4 hours sleep? Then he's got to do a full day? Where's the logic in that? I just don't get it. 9 hours off as a tramper, there's your bed. There, literally, you know, a fucking backflip into the fucking saddle out. Yeah, that's it, job's a good one. You're in. So you can pull into a services somewhere or a lay-by, depending on what how you feel. Sort yourself out, an hour. You got 8 hours sleep there then. A day man who works from base or a night man, if they have 9 hours off, mate, the amount of sleep they'll get will determine on what happens when they get home. That's my grievance about Tacho law. It just doesn't make any sense. If you work from base, it should be 11 hours plus. But according to the rules, it ain't. Anyway, what else can I think of that'll benefit you? Oh yeah, I'll tell you what. The symbols on the Tacho, you got your bed, obviously, rest. You got the box, period of availability. What a fucking waste of time and what a waste of an idea that was. And then you've got the cross hammers, which is your duty, working. Whenever you stop and you're doing fuck all, flick it onto bed. Might as well just make it an habit, stick it on bed. If you're doing anything else, driving, tipping, whatever, leave it alone, it'll switch to fucking cross hammers anyway. Or you can actually manually put it to cross hammers, because a lot of these digital ones now will automatically flick to cross hammers as soon as you've stopped. There are the odd ones that do automatically flick to bed, which, to be honest with you, period of availability though, I've never fucking got that. I mean, what? Period of availability. I tried to get my brain around that one. It was like, what does it actually mean? What does it stand for? Period of availability. Let's break it down. It's a period. Yeah. We're not on about fucking jam rags here, by the way, ladies. Availability, meaning that you are available to do the job. Now, in hindsight, I should put it on box now, period of availability, but when I think of the word period of availability, I would look at it like this. I'll be sat at home and I'm available. They ring me, I'll pick the phone up, yeah, I'm on my way. But period of availability while you're actually in the vehicle, that to me is working. You're actually on site, on job, doing the thing, so what's the fucking point? And I think a lot of people now don't even bother with the box. It's an absolute waste of fucking time, because if you look at the rules, it states that period of availability is also classed as rest as well. So what's the fucking point? It's a pointless fucking thing. It's like most of the fucking rules and regulations of these tachographs. It's there for your safety and your benefit, along with the public's benefit as well, Joe Citizen. And it's there to fuck you over, stitch you up, and cause you to have fines and all sorts of shite. I hope that helps. You know what I mean? Oh, I love a duck. Like I said, the tacho rules, there's lots of stuff on there that I really don't get. It doesn't compute in my head. I'll go, huh? I don't get it. I don't understand what that means. Other than that, that's it really. I can't think of anything else. Like I say, I don't really pay much attention to it. I know I should. But as long as I have my brakes at the right time, then I'm happy. Yeah, I'll carry on with it as far as I'm concerned. So, there you go. I hope that helps you. If it didn't, just let me know. Oh, I'm sure you will anyway. There might be something I've missed out or I haven't pointed out or something or other. But like I say, it baffles the fuck out of me, the rules. But as long as I get the basics done, 4.5 hours, 45-minute break. 4.5 hours, 45-minute break. 1 hour driving left, if needed. Couple of hours driving, 15-minute break. An hour driving, half an hour break. It's still within the 4.5 hour drive time. If you only do a couple of hours driving within a 6 hour period, you have to have an half an hour break before that. But I would strongly suggest you have a 45-minute break. Fuck the half an hour. It's a pointless exercise. Just have the 45 bollocks to it. I've jumped up a few. Anyway, that's it. I know it's a bit half-hearted, if you like. But like I said before, when it comes to tacho rules and regulations, if I only know the basics, because realistically that's all I need to know. I'm not really that bothered about the ins and outs and workings of it all, because I don't give a shit. I don't need to worry about it. If it's a tramper, then fair enough, because obviously you're out all week and you're in the truck, blah blah blah. But I don't need to worry about it. I'll go to work, deliver, collect, come back. If I'm back early enough, I'll go back out again, deliver, collect, possibly, or even just collect, whichever, and then go back to the yard, and that's the end of it. So I'll just keep within that, and that's it. That's all I know. Sorry, bud. I just hope that you want to be a bit. If there was anything specific that you want to know about the tachos, I can find out for you. And well, then again, you can do that yourself as well. But I only know the basics, kid, and that's the truth. So, happy days. Have fun. Toodles and all that. Bye.